oh, okay, well, we're gonna fight you now. And it's like, ooh, it's exciting stuff. Alright, I'll just skip through this shit. So, yeah. I think it ends... I don't even remember. It's a bunch of bullshit. You'll see soon enough if you have a girlfriend and she tries to drag you to the third movie when that comes out. So, the fourth book, they get married. She gets pregnant with a vampire baby, which they thought was impossible or something. And she has a vision at the beginning of the book. She keeps having these stupid visions where it's like a half-human, half-vampire baby standing on top of a pile of corpses. Now, most people would say, hey, that seems like a good idea not to have a half-baby, half-vampire baby, which they act like is impossible. But it happens anyway. So then there's like a rule that, like, vampires can't make vampire children because they're too irresponsible and they just are too dangerous because they're kids and they can't control their impulses or something, I guess. So they're not allowed to make vampire kids because of shit that happened in the past. So one of them sees their kid and thinks that it's a half vampire, half baby thing and tells on him. But before that, while she's pregnant with the baby, Edward keeps trying to get her to kill the baby. And because it's gonna kill her, because it's a vampire thing, so it's draining her blood and stuff and killing her. She looks like she's half dead, and she's really skinny and everything, even though she's pregnant with this big fucking bloated vampire thing inside of her. And it looks like she's dying, and then Jacob finds her, and he's angry, of course, but he still loves her, so I'm losing interest in this shit now. So anyway. She gives birth to the baby, and as she's giving birth to the baby, it's kicking and everything as it's coming out. It like breaks her spine and breaks her ribs and just basically kills her as it's coming out, which is very pleasant. And then as it comes out, Edward like bites the fucking sack that the baby's in and rips it open with his teeth, pulls the baby out, and then he takes a syringe full of his own blood and plunges it into Bella's heart to turn her into a vampire at the last minute, right as she dies, which is very convenient, of course. Oh, God. So, yeah, she gets turned into a vampire after all this bullshit. Oh, yeah, and I forgot about this part. Jacob, the werewolf guy, is there, and after Bella has her baby, he decides this thing's an abomination, and I have to kill it. So, the wonderful werewolf guy wants to kill a baby. Of course, it is a half-vampire, half-human baby. And as he goes and finds the baby, who's for some reason undefended, which I don't remember why. He's going to kill it, and then the baby looks in his eyes, and these werewolves apparently have their way of finding a mate is to imprint on a woman. And apparently it can happen at any time. So if you guessed Jacob, the adult, imprinted on an infant, and he's now a baby raper, you guessed right. That's one of the fun themes of this dumb, crazy bitch's book. He's a baby fucker. Now, of course, my mom and my sister argued, that's ridiculous! What happens is, here's the relationship that they explained to me. They imprint on the child. For the child's growing up years, they're like a father figure to the child, and they raise it, and protect it, and take care of it. And I was like, so I cut them off and say, yeah, until they're 18, and then they fuck it. How is that healthy? It's like, I'm gonna be your dad. Oh, you're 18 now? Guess what? Daddy wants to fuck. So yeah, that's real healthy. So yeah, he imprints on the child. He's a baby fucker. Jacob the baby fucker. So they're leading like all these books up to this huge fight at the end where Edward and Bella, she turns into a vampire and her power is similar to what she already had as a human, where she can now other people's powers don't work on her, and if she tries to, she can project it outwards, where she can block other people's powers from being used, which, ooh, fancy. Oh, and she's also got convenient things like, they say, as soon as someone first becomes a vampire, they're uncontrollable, and they will kill any person that they're near. So as soon as she becomes a vampire, her dad shows up, and you're like, okay, well, her dad's gonna die. But somehow she conveniently has the power of super self-control, where she doesn't kill her dad because she's able to control it, unlike every other vampire they've already established in the fucking stupid books. This dumb bitch can't even follow her own rules that she sets up. So yeah, she doesn't kill her dad. So she can control herself, she's not dangerous to people, and she can block people's powers and stuff, their extra powers besides being a vampire. So these Volturi assholes are coming to take the baby away and kill everyone if they try to stop them, or basically I think it might have been just to kill them because of they broke the rules. And they're building up to this huge fight. A whole bunch of people are going to die and stuff, and it's going to be this big epic battle, kind of like Lord of the Rings or some shit. And all the good guy vampires are on one side, and all the bad guy vampires on the other side. And they show up, and they try to use some of their powers, like some of them can like paralyze groups of people at once, and then they can just kill them freely. So Bella uses her magical powers to block everyone else's powers, to stop them from using their powers on her buddies. And then they're like, well, alright, we'll let you guys go for now, and then they just leave. So it's this big build-up. You read all these fucking shitty chick books to get to the big fight at the end, and then there isn't one. So that's your reward for reading all this dog shit. Now, obviously I should have known better, but I didn't know what these fucking books were. I didn't even know till after I finished all of them. Then I found out, whoa, this is like some huge chick book phenomenon. I was like, oh my god. Of course, while I was reading it, I was also complaining the whole time, saying, this is fucking bullshit, and this fucking Edward douche is like the perfect man that no man in real life can live up to, leading a whole generation of girls to think that, I want a perfect man like Edward, who doesn't want me to see other people and is fucking stifling and stalks me and shit like that. It's healthy, I love it. And he's also perfect, and he's stronger than other people, and he can read people's minds, and he can have sex with boys and stuff. Who gives a shit? Oh my god. I think I just talked for like 22 minutes about a fucking Twilight. So, yeah. I don't know. This was similar to the rant that I went on recently when I was eating with my family, and my sister and my mom were trying to get my brothers to read these books, and I was like, let me just tell you what happens in the books. Then I'll save you the trouble, and you don't have to read the shit, and we can all have a good laugh at how terrible this stuff is that you two dopes like. So yeah, holy shit. I'm Downware, and don't read the Twilight books. Not that you were going to anyway. Goodbye.